Well, folks, it's New Year's Eve, so let's have some predictions. And who better to help us along with that than the great Mark Penn, pollster and chairman and CEO of Stagwell. Mark, great to see you. I saw you did this on X. I just had to get you in. You were so kind to join us on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Let's start with the foreign stuff because I see it as very bullish. I mean, the economy is helped if the world is a safer place. And you go through a list of things that I think will make it a safer place. First of all, you think Maduro will be gone from Venezuela, right?
Yes, look, I think 2025 has set us up for a great 2026.
Yes.
These things aren't coming from nowhere. I think Maduro is on the edge. I doubt he'll last more than the first quarter of this year, but there's no way that I think he will be president of Venezuela a year from now.
And by the way, if Maduro goes, so goes the communist government of Cuba and the communist government of Nicaragua, because both of those countries rely very heavily on oil from Venezuela. So we could have a trifecta here, you know?
Well, that might be 27, but I'm sticking with Maduro.
Okay. All right. I want to go to the second one. Iran will see some kind of regime change. You certainly see it on the streets now. You saw it in 2009. Obama did nothing to help those folks in the street in 2009. Trump is going to be different, don't you think?
Yes, I think they're executing 500 people a month now. They are seeing demonstrations in the streets. They've had huge military and other setbacks. Their oil prices are really their oil's having trouble. So I think, and water as well, I don't think they're going to make it through the year. I think that may be towards the end of the year, but I think something is going to happen there. This is not a stable situation.
And Hamas will be disarmed and the peace plan will move forward. Boy, that would be incredible news.
Well, this is the most important thing for the president in terms of his foreign policy because he wants to bring the Mideast together. He's said it clearly, Hamas must disarm. I don't think they're going to last another year with those arms.
And you think the Ukraine war will end?
Yes, I said will end. I'm not quite sure how it's going to end. I hedged the way I said that one.
Yes,
but I don't think that those two are going to go at it for another year either. I think that you see a lot of clearing of the table in foreign affairs that's been set up in 25 for 26.
All right, let's move to the economy. You say U.S. economic growth will be 3% or more. We just talked about it with the economic panel. Boy, it was 4.3% in the last quarter that we just got. That was a blowaway number. I think it could be more than that. I think it could be over 4% at least. What do you think?
Well, that's why I said 3% plus, which 3% is generally a heady number compared to where people have been for the last decade or so. Look, I think AI is real. I think AI generally creates enormous investment, enormous productivity gains. I think America is a leader in that. I think that's the underpinning of that with the administration's economic policies of lower taxes, less regulation, right, is critical to that.
And you say real wages will go up, as they have been doing. The market will be up about 10%, led by these AI stocks. But, you know, it was double digit, probably not quite as strong as 2025, but still double digits. I'm just wondering, will that make, you kind of hedge on politics, by the way, but will that make voters think that things are getting better? And will it turn around the negative numbers on economics and thus help Republicans more in the midterms?
Well, look, I think if these things come true, right, and remember, politics is the dependent variable. These are the independent variables. If everybody's feeling better and people see the economic progress, which I think is underway when you look at all the numbers, then I think you're going to have a better situation than you have today for the Republicans versus the Democrats. And that's why I held off giving you the prediction, because it depends on all these other things.
I'm going to throw in one that because for those who don't know you were a Democratic pollster. You're more generic now, but you worked with President Clinton, and who of course was a moderate. You only got 15 seconds, but in 2026, will Democrats dump the socialist message and go for a Clinton-esque message quickly?
No, I think the Democrats are digging in deep in 2026 in the socialist message. And that's why the outcome of the economy will determine which message free enterprise.
The
for
great
socialism.
Mark Penn. Mark, wonderful to see you. Best to your family. Happy New Year. More Kudlow.